Go ahead.
Am I recording?
Yes.
Alright, hey, it's Bruce Latch at Timeless Arts Refinishing, 616-453-8309. Find us on the World Wide Web at www.timelessartgr.com. Well, hey, we got another Majestic Park Avenue here. This one is, it's the model 776. It's I want to say it's a Lindo console radio. It was made in 1933. Another Art Deco radio. I've been stripping this. I've got the top and the two sides stripped. It's pretty time consuming, so I didn't want to try and video the whole thing, but I got the whole front to do, so you sit back and watch, see how it's done. This thing has been refinished one time before. This radio is in excellent shape. I've only seen a couple of little tiny bad spots on the radio in the corner where somebody had played with it. The problem with this radio is somebody refinished it, and they did a nice job of refinishing. They just did not get the colors, the color contrast proper for the owner of the radio. Black and over in here it needed to be black, 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 black. This should have looked like the regular Majestic Park Avenue 886. After I stripped it, I seen that the guy had stained the raw wood, so that's going to be a bit of a challenge too. Sand it out, maybe bleach it out to make it look proper. Other than that, beautiful radio, so stick with me. The two sides and the tops are done right now, and I'm going to show you how to do the front. So, you didn't see that, did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Well, hey.
Do you have to put sealer on the raw wood before you put stain on it, or?
I don't have to, but I prefer to.
Okay.
But it's a Friday night here, about 8 o'clock in the evening, and we're working on this radio right in our backyard, right, Sandy?
Mm-hmm.
We had a rough day today. We woke up, actually didn't wake up. I came home from work last night, went grocery shopping at Myers. It was about 7 o'clock at night. No, it was later than that. It was actually 9 o'clock at night. I came home from grocery shopping, and Sandy had told me, Bruce, we have a bit of a problem. I said, what would that be, my dear? She said, the porch is all wet over here. Well, anyhow, we got a septic tank system out here, so I just put a brand new drain field in back here myself last year, and that was one hell of a job. But we got a small septic tank. It's about 600 gallons, so needless to say, it needed to be pumped. There's 4 of us living in the house here, but with my teenage daughter and my son's girlfriend, there's pretty much 6 of us living in here. Toilet's always flushing, and everything else like that. So, so it's a little messy today. We did make it into the shop. It's Friday, and Anthony, I know you wanted me to strip your Spartan first, but hey, I'm a little wore out today from playing with the cesspool, and but I'm going to get this one stripped for you. And not only that, got a whole bunch of wood screws for you that did not get put in the mail yet, but I ripped the table apart last night and got about another 20 of them flat-headed antique wood screws for you. And tomorrow when we go to pick the cargo van up at the wood shop, at our refinishing shop, I will get them screws and get them in the mail for you. So basically what I'm doing right now is just going around on here, babbling, talking, telling you about what went on today, and I'm putting on a couple of good heavy coats of paste stripper here with my little chip brush. And jobs like this, you know, they can take a long time to do. It just depends on how you move, you know. If you want to poke around like a turtle, it'll take all day. But we got so much stuff to refinish at that shop, we ain't got time for all this and that. We got to get it knocked out. Is that right, Sandy?
Yep, that's right.
So as you can see, I just went around here pretty darn quick. Slapped on a couple of coats of paste stripper here. The heavier the better. You're not seeing this, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See it coming off?
Yeah. That's nice.
That's right.
Way better than that rocker I've been working on.
And that's right too.
Normally I'm the one that's stripping stuff.
That's right. Normally you are the one that's stripping.
Yep.
But not only is Sandy stripping, Sandy is one of the very best furniture decorators in the United States. And she's a very humble woman.
Well, thank you, Bruce.
She has no problem with stripping furniture for me. When she's not decorating, it's just the two of us down there working, and we got an abundance of furniture. Radios coming from all over the United States. Okay, that is the first coat. And see, when you get as good as I am, you see these hands are nice and clean. I can actually strip stuff with hardly getting anything on my fingers.
But I look like I rolled in it.
Right now I scraped everything here. I'm going to loosen up the center. I got some steel wool. I'm moving real quick. I'm not putting my hands on anything too much. It's a little bit of stripper on my two fingers. It's gone now. Oops. Just joking there. The trick to this is just that it's best to have some gloves on. You really should have them. But once again, I didn't have any gloves here at the house. But you see my hands are pretty clean because I'm not slopping around in there. I'm flopping a rag around to keep it nice and dry. Here's the dry rag, wipe my hands. Time for another coat. So you want to see how it's done, huh, Tony? Now I can tell by the way we're stripping this off that whoever finished this had just used a nitrocellulose lacquer. He didn't use the pre-cad that I've been putting on all the radios I've been doing, all my Park Avenues, my Stratospheres, just everything we've been finishing. The nitrocellulose is a great lacquer. I really do like it. It is definitely a little softer, but I really actually still think that it's the best out there as far as furniture refinishing or radio refinishing, because you can build coats on it without any chemical reactions. You can actually work on a radio, push it aside, and not touch it for 3 months. Sand it and spray it, have no chemical problems at all. With a pre-catalyzed material, you've got a window of opportunity to get the job completed. And if you take too long on it, you push it aside and leave it alone for 2 or 3 weeks, and you go back to respray it, you can have a chemical reaction with a finish cracking, you know. But it actually is a more durable finish than a nitrocellulose. And like I said, Tony, you used to be able to rub your fingernail across your radios and scratch them, and your old refinisher told you don't do that. But they're both good lacquers, actually. You know, the nice thing, the pre-catalyzed is actually it's like an etching primer would be. It has acids in it. It etches right into the next layer. With the nitrocellulose, doesn't really etch, but you can get a nice build with it. It's a little softer. You can rub it really well. It's just really a nice lacquer. They're both great, though. Okay, so here we go. We got 2 coats on it right now. How's it looking, Sandra?
It's looking good, Bruce.
Now, when Sandy's over here filming me, we gotta let you know that she's got some beautiful Kendall Highboy dressers that are going to be an art prize this year. Where are they going to be at, Sandy?
Art prize.
Yeah, but where?
At the Women's City Club.
Women's City Club.
On Fulton Street, downtown in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I've got to make a presentation.
You do, and
in front of a bunch of people.
That shouldn't be too hard to do.
I'm shy. I'm not quite as outgoing as you.
Keep an eye on that radio. Let that
Yep.
sit for a second.
But they're beautiful pieces, those Kindle Highboys.
Absolutely gorgeous.
And they were fun to do. I liked them.
Now, and yeah, let's see, I got some steel wool laying around here someplace. Oh, there it is. And then, yeah, Craig, Greg, out in Wisconsin, we did that lovely little Angry Face radio. Love that little radio. He's coming to Grand Rapids here for our prize.
Is he really?
Yeah, he said he's going to vote for you.
Gosh, cool.
So, maybe we get Tony down here.
You should be an art prize, Bruce. What you do is an art.
I've got your Highboys that I finished.
I know.
Okay. I got too much going on here to be down at art prize.
That's going to be a pretty radio.
Yeah, I can't wait to get working on it. And actually, it's a Art Deco radio, like a Majestic Park Avenue 886. This is a Majestic model 776. And I got to tell you though, this is one of the better radios that I've ever actually worked on. I've
Really?
worked on a lot of really nice radios before, but as far as the case-wise goes, for something out of the 1930s, this one is in very, very good shape.
I don't see any loose veneer at all.
No, it's really a nice shape. The only problem is it's really too bad that the last refinisher mucked it up with all the wrong colors and had stained the raw wood, because that's going to require some bleaching here to get that to look right. Now, I was actually able to strip the two sides and the top with just 2 coats, but it's obvious this guy put an extra couple of coats on the front here.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh yeah, hey Tony, there's no hidden surprises on this one. You got all your original veneer on this bad boy. Nothing's wrinkling up and falling off.
That's pretty good. Compared to that last radio that had that paper veneer on it.
Mm-hmm. But that radio did turn out absolutely beautiful after we re-veneered it.
Mm-hmm.
All that white stuff right there is finish left.
It's lacquer, isn't it?
Yep, but you know that, right, Sandra?
I do.
From stripping furniture.
Mm-hmm. But it's got to come off.
It has to come off. The hardest thing about doing these radios is when you're working over this fretwork, you got to be really careful with it, because you don't want to push a little too hard and snap something.
It's delicate.
It is.
But you got to clean it up.
You have to get it clean if you want to do the job properly, yeah. It's really not a good thing to leave any of that old finish from the 70s, you know, anything that's been, anytime you do an old piece of furniture, an old radio, whatever, your finish is only going to be as good as what you're putting it over with. And I don't care who you think you are or what you think you're capable of doing. This is all about chemistry here. And when you try to put an old finish over the top of a deteriorated you know, when you try to put a new finish over the top of something that's really old and deteriorated, it's not really gonna, it's gonna look okay for a little bit, you know, maybe a month or two, but it's not gonna bond or anything properly. It just can't. It's actually impossible to. And I will admit I've had times where I went over the top of old finishes because that's what people had requested, but I always tell them, you know, I can't really guarantee any of that. These lacquers, they're really, the lifespan of lacquer with a chemical bond is maybe, I'd probably say maybe 20 years. But it actually breaks down probably maybe even as quick as 10. As you put your arms on stuff, the oils from your arms penetrate, starts breaking down your finishes.
Like those grimy chairs that we can't
like them
change.
grimy chairs that we just got done with, yes. And you know, the lacquer was still okay on there, but you could tell that was all broken down and deteriorated.
Yeah, I could.
I'll be right back. Can you get a little more stripper here? Now the best thing about everything here is that we had just gotten Comcast. We had switched our internet service over from AT&T to Comcast, and I gotta tell you, it's been great. It used to take me to upload a 5-minute video on AT&T. It'd probably take me about 8 hours, maybe even 12 hours to do a 5-minute video. The other day, I did 4 videos in about an hour and a half after I got the Comcast in. And this video here is probably going to be 20 minutes or so by the time we're done with her. And I'll probably have it uploaded in maybe an hour and sent to you, Anthony. Now the guy that owns this radio here, he says he's probably right around my age, maybe a little younger than me. I'm 58. He's maybe 50 something. I don't think he's as old as me. He said he's been collecting these radios since he's been 18 years old. I really like working with this guy because he really knows his shit. When it comes time to these radios, there's no monkey business going on with this man. He knows what he wants. He knows what it should look like. He's just a really great guy to deal with. And he comes all the way down from Detroit, Michigan to Grand Rapids to have these things restored. That's great. How's that radio looking?
It's looking good.
And it's Friday night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm getting a little bit of strip around my hand, but it's still not bad for somebody that stripped this entire radio with no gloves on.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'd never do that.
Now, as I'm looking at this radio, there's a little patch right here.
I see it.
Yeah, the last finisher did. But he did a very nice job of it. Actually, I think whoever did this radio for you, Anthony, I don't know if you had it done or you bought it like this, but whoever finished it actually did a pretty decent job. He just got the colors wrong. What am I using now, Sandra?
A scraper and stripper.
The scraper.
And then pretty soon wash it down with some thinner.
Yep.
It's looking good, Bruce.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's actually just enjoying myself right now. Like I said, we didn't make it to the shop today. Left the cargo van at the shop last night. Planning on getting into the shop and kicking butt. There's so much work down there to do. But when we got home from shopping last night, we found out that the septic tank had failed. Needed to be pumped. That cost me $400 today, by the way. Gave the guy a $30 tip. Old guy came over here, he's probably about 70 years old, pumping my septic, and he kicked ass. He went way beyond the call of duty. Yeah. Normally would have cost me $390. I had $420 in my pocket, and I pulled it all out, gave it to the man. I said, you keep the rest of that for a tip for yourself. I called the company he worked for and told him what a damn great job he did. I was very happy.
That's because you're a nice guy, Bruce.
Thank you. Yeah, now this baby is almost done. I might have to go over the fret one more time. Surprised I haven't fell over here. The ground's so uneven.
I know.
Yeah, we do these videos everywhere. The other day I was caning chairs. I did them over there in the backyard. We got so much going on in our factory that sometimes Sandy and I actually have to take work home. We've been so busy this year. We've refinished about 5 to 7 kitchens. We've done, I don't know how many radios this year, maybe 15. We put out tons of furniture.
Plus
Baker,
I worked on Art Prize too.
Yep, Baker, Kendall, Whittecombs. Sandy's working on her Kendall
Hi, boys.
dressers right now. We just got a radio shipped here from California today that we need to do an ebony finish.
We come home from work all the time and find radios out in the yard.
That's
Mailed to us.
yes.
But I like it.
Not to mention our friends out of Detroit.
Plus you enjoy doing radios, don't you?
It's a blast. My two favorite radios, even though the Stratosphere, the Zenith Stratosphere 16-A63 was really a feather in my cap.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my favorite radios was at Lance Park Avenue 886 we did, and we did, instead of doing it in green, the owner requested that we did it in a pewter color. That was a beautiful.
I love that.
Yeah.
I like that. And I like the angry face.
Yeah, the little angry face out of Wisconsin was one of my favorite little radios to do. I just really loved that radio. The owner, he was a great guy to deal with. That Midwest radio that we're doing right now, the Unknown, that was one of my funnest radios to do. What I like
that's one of the most beautiful radios.
Yeah, all the toning on that was just absolutely...
It was beautiful.
Yeah, just incredible to do all that toning. I really, truly enjoyed it. Okay,
You enjoy your work.
I do. I love my work. Yeah, the thing about being self-employed is that when you cheat the customer, you cheat yourself. And then you'll start losing your business out from under you. But what I truly love about refinishing stuff is the achievement, just to see what I have achieved after I'm done stripping and refinishing a piece of furniture.
Mm-hmm. It's a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, sense of accomplishment and how it comes alive. And not only that, all the different people that we've met so far, they're just wonderful people. Like you, Greg, out there in Wisconsin. Just talking to you on the phone, just greatest guy. Anthony, another great guy. Robert out there in California. I haven't talked to you much, but you're a great guy. Just love it, you know. All of our customers, we do all types of furniture refinishing. Sandy and I meet all kinds of people, older people in their 70s, 80s, and they're just so interesting. We just love it. That's what we love about our work the most. We love our...
Well, I like my work, Bruce.
Yeah, you like your work, and I like my work.
I like painting.
I really like meeting the people, so too. What do you think of that? Okay, well, we're almost done with this bad boy. Now, I would have liked to actually strip this entire radio, and I've got to tell you that what you're seeing right here, Tony, the front of this radio actually took about as much time to strip the front of this radio as what it did for me to strip the top and the two sides. The top went down really fast, and the two sides, they were done quick. And when you're stripping with stuff like this, you can't smear that on the stripper because all that ink...
That's silk screen.
Yeah, it'll come all over your furniture. So you have to flip it around, be careful.
We gotta thank the grandmas for the rag bags.
Yeah, we gotta thank them grandmas for the rag bag.
Looks pretty clean.
It's getting there. Tomorrow I think I might do the... Oh, I got a gig tomorrow. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, Anthony, I'm doing a show. We're not doing too many shows over the summer here, and I'm about fed up with playing. I'm ready to quit playing music on top of that.
No, you're not.
But that doesn't interfere with any of my work anyhow, really. There's too much lifting for me.
You enjoy it. It's fun. It's like a date night.
Yeah, it is like a date night.
I get to go out to dinner.
Yeah, ain't that nice, sweetheart?
Yes.
You got to go out for dinner when we did the Angry Face.
Mm-hmm.
We went out on Mr. Angry Face, remember?
Mm-hmm. We're at 28 minutes, Mr. Latch.
That's okay, as long as your camera keeps going. And hey, anybody watching this video, if it decides to quit, is it still recording, honey?
Yes.
If it decides to quit, before I'm done with what I'm doing, we're doing this on a cell phone, and it does drop out like that every once in a while, especially if somebody calls us. And I know I got that beautiful camera upstairs that we bought when we bought years ago that we haven't even used. I should be doing the videos on. Still, there's a little bit of stripper on this front part here. One more coat. So normally we just put the stripper on like this repeatedly. You get it out thick and thorough, real heavy. So
we're not using a flow tank or a dip tank or anything like that, especially with a delicate radio.
That's right.
It'll loosen the glue too much, right?
That's right. Keep talking for a second, honey. You focused on that radio?
I am.
Okay, we're almost done with this bad boy. And Tony, you know where we're at. You've been out back in this back Sandra's studio over here, looking at our beautiful Kendall Highboy dressers. Yep, this is a really nice radio. The only thing I can see I'm going to have to really do is lighten up that walnut here, or actually lighten up this wood here. Not really walnut. I said walnut because most radios are walnut. Actually, there is some walnut on this one. That is still hanging on the fretwork, Sandy. Can you see it?
Yep.
That whitish look. It's like bubble gum after you chewed it for so long. You try to take it out of your mouth and keep sticking it to your fingers. Okay. Look at them hands. I've been stripping on that radio for all that time, and they're not very dirty at all.
No, they're clean.
Okay, so Sandy got me a little bit of lacquer thinner here from the shop. Sandy's little tiny studio over here. Sandra Cuspit's studio, Art Deco studio. It's fully stocked studio. Has nothing but the finest materials money can buy. Right?
You're right about that.
Right
I love
now.
my powders.
That's right.
My wood powders and my gold powders.
Gold powders, wood powders. So actually what I'm doing right now is I just put a little bit of lacquer thinner on here. That just really helps on cleaning it up. See that?
It's looking beautiful. Look at that wood grain shine through.
It's popping right out, ain't it? What I really need to do is just camcorder this stuff and just take a nice big